What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? We're back. It's your neighborhood favorite, DJ King David. And we're going to do part 2 in this series we're doing about Detroit rap videos, the old school, the foundation, the old school Detroit rap going back to 1988. If you can watch part 1, we talk about Detroit rap videos from 1988, 89, and 90. So by this being part 2, we're going to pick back up, finish off 90, and then we're going to touch 1991 and 1992. So in 1990, we got 2 more videos we're going to talk about. The first one being Papa J Smoove, and his video was called Keep Dancing. It was a party record. I can remember hearing it getting played. See, well, my situation was crazy because, like, from 88 to, like, 91, 92, I was in Southfield almost every weekend, hanging with my 2 boys, and both of them was DJs. We all was in high school. And Southfield had a lot of parties back then. House parties, parties at hotels, parties at rental halls. Like almost twice a month on the weekend, we was either DJing a party or just going to a party because one of their boys was DJing. So I'm hearing all these records basically in real time back then because we always supported Detroit music. One of the main stores we would go to was like Buy Right over on 7 Mile. Now it's called Detroit Record Center. Shout out to Cliff, you know what I'm saying? We used to be up in Buy Right all the time, like almost lived up in there. So we was definitely getting these records. Went up to my man Jeff. Jeff remember us from back then. You know what I'm saying? Just always being up in there. But back to this list and back to Papa J Smoove. His record and video was called Keep Dancing. It was a party record. It had a good beat to it. And the funny thing about it, he was cousins with my homeboy Wayne Perry, Wayne and Sean. Sean was a DJ, and I'm pretty sure most people in Detroit know Wayne Perry for being the cameraman, the video man, Mr. Everywhere. Well, I was hanging at Wayne's house back in high school, and Papa J Smoove is his cousin. So every now and then we would bump into him over there. So shout out to Papa J Smoove, you know what I'm saying? And then the next video is by a group called the Fresh Boys, and it had kind of like a party record too. It was called Chips Ahoy, and the Chip Ahoy is like, it was like a dance, but I didn't know what the dance was. Like, you told me to do it, I couldn't do it right now because I don't remember it. But the record was kind of big with the younger crowd because they had like a kid rapper in the video, but he wasn't looking or rapping like a kid. You know, he was like, he reminds you of somebody like the Dope Man's son or something. But I remember my brother being in middle school at this time period, and they would have little parties and stuff. And this is one of the little songs that came on, and they would get geeked to it. So if you was a middle school kid in 90, 91, I'm pretty sure you remember Chip Ahoy, because that was big with the younger crowd. But they had a video for it. It was a performance video. It was all right. So now we're going to 1991. And 1991 was an interesting year because MC Breed came out. And even though MC Breed is not from Detroit, he's from Flint, Michigan, Detroit supported that record. Like, you couldn't go nowhere in Detroit back in the day, especially if you was like on Belle Isle or like on 7 Mile was a strip, you know what I'm saying? Or even on Jefferson, you was gonna hear this record. All the clubs, you know what I'm saying? It was a hit on the radio, and they had a video for it, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to MC Breed. I'm glad I got a chance to meet that dude during the course of my journey. But yeah, MC Breed and the DLC and his DJ Flash technology. And the thing that made them even more doper, even though they wasn't from Detroit, they still had that the Southeast Michigan swag to him. You know what I'm saying? Like Breed talked about wearing his top tens in the last verse, and ain't no future in your front. And his DJ Flash Technology, you know what I'm saying? He was getting busy on the tables, and they showed him doing that. He was in the same vein as a Duncan Hines from Detroit's Most Wanted, or a DJ Homicide from AWOL, rest in peace, or a DJ Maestro from Casa Maestro. One thing about Detroit, we always had like ill DJs, you know what I'm saying, with the body tricks and beat juggling, all that early out, you know what I'm saying? So Flash definitely kept that tradition alive for Detroit area, for Michigan DJs, was we get nasty on the cuts and everybody know that we was early out, and he displayed that in the video. And like I said, then Breed talked about the top tens, and everybody know that Detroit and top tens is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the same word. Detroit's a top 10 city. So that really solidified in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? When I heard him say the top tens, I go, okay, he represent for the home team, the home base. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Flint and everybody up there, all the Flintstones to 75 North. Rest in peace, MC Breed. And he also had another video called Just Kicking It. And we was geeked because this video looked like it was a step up from Ain't No Future. And Ain't No Future was a bona fide classic. I mean, to this day, that's still a classic record. You can put that record on anywhere, especially in Michigan, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to show out for the homie, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Michiganders out there. You know what I'm saying? What up, though? But yeah, Just Kicking It. I remember seeing Just Kicking It on Pump It Up with D Barnes. That was a video, hip-hop video show. They did interviews, show videos. It was a nationwide show, and I can remember seeing MC Breed just kicking it. You know, once again, Flash Technology on the cuts. Crispy. You know what I'm saying? I picked up on that. Now, these next two videos from 91 is personal for me, and I'm just going to tell y'all what it is. So the first video is the Honeys. Y'all remember the Honeys? How Low Can You Go? The Honeys was a group of young girls. They probably was like 11, 12, 10 years old, and they rap and sing. And they had a video and a song called How Low Can You Go? And it was the answer record to ABC Aisha. ABC was a group from Atlanta. That was one of Michael Bivins' groups. When they had Biv 10, the family, East Coast family. And Aisha was a hit record. When the Honeys had the answer record to ABC. Now the thing that make this video so crazy is because my little homies, my brother's homeboys from the hood, was all in the video. Now, if you ever heard me or heard anybody from Schoolcraft or anybody from Woodrow or Linwood talk about Lil Showboat, Lil Redhead Nate, you know what I'm saying? Lil Red, Lil Dino, you know the names, Lil Showboat. That's him in the video. Go watch the Honeys, How Low Can You Go? And the main character, that's the dude, is Showboat. So this is 91. He had to be about 12 years old. So this is part of the legend because at 12 years old, he's starring in a music video. So go check that out. Shout out to Money Row. I sent you up in there. And the next video from 1991, we're going to go up to Lansing, Michigan. And the group is called KMC Crew. And the video was called The Devil Came to Michigan. Now, my connection with this video and with this group is the guy that played the devil in this video, DJ Dick Black, pause, that was my homeboy. The dudes that I was in Southfield with every weekend, this was their first cousin. So a lot of times we would go to Lansing and hang out for a day or two, or he would come down and hang out with us in Southfield in Detroit. And he was like, the way he DJ'd in the video is how he was really that ill. You know, the video didn't even show how ill he was. The first time I was ever in a talent show and performed in front of people, the general public, it was the summer of '89. And we had a group called Rebels of Hardcore. And it was a collaboration of us down here in Southfield in Detroit and our peoples up in Lansing. So we had members of this collective in 2 different cities on almost 2 different sides of the state. This is back then, you know what I'm saying? Like late 80s, early 90s. So when we did the talent show, we lost to some kids, but we had the illest show by far. Shout out to Marvelous Mar, 107.5 WGPR. He was the host of the show. And it was crazy. The same dancers that's in the video for The Devil Came to Michigan danced for us at this show. You know what I'm saying? And my man, Dick Black, pause, crazy on the cuts and scratches, one of my mentors. So that's one of the reasons why I cut the way I do and my patterns. It came from being around dudes like this when I was like 14, 15. You know what I'm saying? Just going up to, traveling all over Michigan, just watching different DJs and just being around it. But yeah, that was really personal because I came home from school and cut the TV on, and The Devil Came to Michigan was national. So you would see this video on like BET Rap City and like Yo MTV Raps. It was one of them joints that got that push. So to come home from school and watch Rap City and see my homeboy that I was cool with in real life, you know what I'm saying, in the video, it was like, that was the final push to make me really want to take DJing serious, because I always had rhymes and DJing was something I was starting to learn. But it seemed like after I saw him in that video, that's when the battery really got thrown in my back, like a big D size, like a big double, a car battery, you know what I'm saying, got thrown in my back, and it made me take DJing that much more serious, because I realized I had the opportunity to be around some exceptional DJs all throughout my teenage years without even trying. Like the people I naturally was around, I had a pair of turntables for the most part, and they all was like nasty. Whether we nasty with the blends, nasty with the remixes, nasty with the body tricks, the cuts. I was around all types of DJs. But seeing my man in this video with KMC Crew, like I said, that was, for me, it was, forget about it. You couldn't tell me I wasn't a DJ after I saw that shit. So shout out to my man. He's on my Facebook page, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let him make sure he sees this. Shout out to the whole Lansing crew. You know what I'm saying? Rebels are hardcore. I'm still representing for us, y'all. I'm still out here. So 1992, this is my last year of high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm already starting to get my DJ thing going, more so than ever. And Detroit's Most Wanted comes out again. And this video right here, the money is made. Crazy. They shot this video in Atlantic City, New Jersey at the casino. They got news clipping in the beginning of the video, them getting pulled over because the police thought they was dope dealers, but they was going to do a show. And they just, you know what I'm saying, Monty with the minks and the football jerseys and the forms and the top tens, and they inside the casino, they inside the bank vault. It was a crazy look for Detroit. All the stunting that the Street Lords was known for, the early seeds of that was this video in particular, because Detroit's Most Wanted had made videos before. And you could check those out in the first part of this series. But this video, it wasn't gangster, it wasn't grimy. They had on suits, and they was at the casino, and it was all about getting some money and talking that cash money shit, that Detroit hustler shit. So this video right here was planted the seed, was that first. It looked like they went to the Broadway and got all their clothes for this video and then shot the video. And for those who know, the Broadway was that institution in Detroit for when you want to get some clothes, okay? So, yeah, the money is made. Shout out to my big bros. You know what I'm saying? Duncan Hines, MC Lee, Mossy. You already know how I do, you know what I'm saying? And then we got a new artist coming out in 92, my man Dice. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about Dice, know about his solo stuff, know about him working with Eshawn back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He had a classic song called Hold On To My D. Billy T, who was the radio DJ, him and TJ, broke a lot of Detroit artists. They cameoed in the video. My man Maestro from Cast and Maestro, he was in the video. I think he produced the song. But Dice's video looked at big budget, and it was on the Box Network. So if anybody remembers the Box, that's when you could call in on the TV. You cut on the Box Network, and it was a video station. And at the bottom of the screen, they had different videos with codes, and you would call the 800 number and type in the 3-number code for the video. And the videos was like, I think like maybe $3, $4, $5, something like that. And you would get charged your phone bill, and you can request videos. I remember seeing Dice Hold On To My D a lot on the Box Network, and the Box Network was national. Like they had different, like they had maybe a Box Network down south. They had one on the East Coast and the West Coast. So whenever you called in a video, it was gonna get seen in at least, I would estimate 9 to 10 different states. Whatever states was locked in with the same network. So it was a good way of getting your music out there. I mean, it put you on an international playing field. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was Dice's joint. And Dice was also signed to the same record label as Easy B and DJ Los, but they changed the name of the record label by this time. It was called Raw Dog Records, and before it was called World One Records. So we got Dice, and then the last video we're gonna talk about, we're going over to the East Side, and my man Champtown. And Champtown was in the rap game early out, connecting with people like Ice-T and Chuck D, being a roadie for these dudes, going on the road, being hype man, and then he started making his own records. And his first video was a song called Do Why Dippity, and it's Champtown and this dude named Uncle Ill. Uncle Ill went on to join Hush in this group called The Ruckus. So this is an early appearance of Uncle Ill. And Eminem makes a cameo in this video. He doesn't rhyme in it, but if you want a quick glance of Eminem in 1992, this Champtown video is it. Champ was actually the first person who really showed Eminem some industry type stuff. Champ was also connected to Prince, rest in peace to Prince. But Champ had took Eminem to Minnesota to Prince's studio back in the day. Yeah, so shout out to Champ. He's definitely a pioneer. If you ever heard of the documentary called The Untold Story of Detroit Hip Hop, that's Champtown's project. You know, Chuck D narrated that project. You know what I'm saying? Because Chuck's grandparents are from here, are from Detroit. Actually, Chuck D's grandparents lived not too far from where Champtown grew up, like East 7 Mile area. But yeah, shout out to Champ, Do Why Dippity. And also it's interesting because Champ took a diss to another local rapper from Detroit called Joke Man. Now, if you've seen the Volume 1, I talked about Joke Man and asking where his video was at. Because Champtown's whole thing was he was the prankster. You know, he used to rap with Eshawn. Eshawn was like the dark energy, and Champtown was the light energy, you know. Champ was known to be like really entertaining. So he took offense to Joke Man kind of taking his identity and making that his name. So that's some Detroit trivia for you, some backstory, some early 90s Detroit history. So we're going to do a recap on this one. We started off in 1990, and we brought it all the way up to 1992. And we got Papa J Smoove, the Fresh Boys, MC Breed, rest in peace to him. We got the Honeys, rest in peace to Lil Showboat. We got KMC Crew, Detroit's Most Wanted, Dice, and Champtown. Once again, I'm going to leave the names of these artists and the titles of the video in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out and get up on that Detroit rap history. A lot of people, their history is incomplete. It kind of starts with my era, the Eminem, J Dilla era, in the mid-90s. But in the early 90s and the late 80s, Detroit had artists. And these are the artists that influenced us. When we was in high school and middle school, this list is the people that we was hearing and seeing on the local video and the local radio. And you can go to the record store and buy their professional pressed up vinyl and cassettes. Because this is even before CDs was popular. We still on vinyl and cassettes. CDs was like the new thing. So this is how far back the Detroit history and hip hop goes. We go all the way back to when CDs was a rarity, and you bought cassettes and you bought vinyl. People was buying 12 inches. People was buying albums. And on the 12-inch, most of the time there was an instrumental. So DJs definitely used the instrumentals, and a lot of people like myself will use the instrumentals to rap over it at our, at the crib, in the little makeshift homemade studio. I remember me and my mans, we had a homemade studio in this bedroom. We had the vocal booth was in the walk-in closet. The microphone was hanging from a light switch. You know, we had the light was hanging down, so we took the mic cord, wrapped it around the light cord, so the mic was hanging in front of me. Closed the doors, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody there but me and him. He's the DJ, the producer, and the engineer. He counting me in, and I'm just going. And then we would take the double cassettes, and that's how we would edit the beginning, edit the end, to make it sound smooth. But this is that era, and these are the artists that we saw videos playing on TV. So I want to thank these people for their influencing me, because 1988 to 1992 was my high school years, straight up. Started in 88, left for 92. So these are the videos that I was checking out, and it's partially some of the reasons why I'm DJ King David right now in 2023, because of what happened in 1988 up until 1992, seeing the big homies putting the game down for the city. So check out the description box and get all this information. Check these videos out. Tell them that I sent you. If you watch part 1, check them videos out. Tell them, if you get in the comments, say DJ King David sent me here. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that the history for Detroit hip hop, I'm one of the outlets because I was there. I'm not the only outlet, but I'm gonna give you different perspectives and different breakdowns than I see anybody else doing, so we can add on to the story and not give you the same information over and over and over again, because we always gotta dig deep and break the chapters down. So this is a chapter breakdown. We had part 1, 1998, 1988, all the way up until 1990, and this list being 1990 to 1992. And I'm out of here, because right now I'm doing too much. DJ King David, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you like it. If you learn something, like it. And get in the comments, man. Let me know which video that you was rocking with, which video you didn't know was in existence, because some songs you may have heard them but didn't know they had a video. So I hope to do that also. I hope to shed light on videos that people did not know was available to watch and be on YouTube, to check them out. I'm out. DJ King David. Thank ya. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.